Wow, we are live. This is a miracle. Amazing. So we keep going on the right angle cross of Contagious with the 4-6, the line of directness. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. I like that. Isn't that cute? This is what duality is based on. In other words, if you're dealing in a dualistic situation, supposedly the shortest distance is a straight line. It's about being simple and direct, but also something else. It's the magic of what the fourth line does. This is a fourth line personality, it's a fourth line contagion, it's a fourth line influence, and it's very powerful in that sense. In other words, the 4-6 on this cross can have an enormous impact. The difficulty for them is to understand what I meant earlier about the fourth is always dependent on somebody else releasing their potential. Then you can see why the circle that the four develops as associates with their web. This is the essential ingredient. There lies all the triggers. The fact of the matter is that when you're dealing with a 4-6, that first Saturnian cycle is going to be fraught with difficulties. They're not going to have the right circle, and not having the right circle, they're not going to be able to find the bond that they need. Now remember that the 6 line unconscious is looking for the soulmate. Its deal is that the relationship is something that can be perfect, that there's a possibility, and very early in its life it recognized that it's not true. But it doesn't stop them from dreaming. And I think that one of the things about the 4-6 contagion is that they can fill you with the dream of what a bond can be, the dream of it. That can be quite effective after all. They're all role models. It's all connected to the 41 gate. Everything is. It's the initiating code. And the 41 gate is a gate of fantasy. And basically, what the 46 says, in all directness, in my relationship with you is limited. But my relationship with you as well, if I include my fantasy, life is full. It's full because a human being, I can experience you more than just in the reality of our relationship. In fact, I can take you into my fantasy realm and I can manipulate you in any way I like. As a matter of fact, all the things you want to do, you will do to my fantasy life. And so, this is the potential that's in the 4-6 contagion. And you can see that we feel that potential because we establish those things, because they're reality in us. They simply go out into the macrocosm. And we see these things in movies and books and stories. And we see this in complexity, what it is to be a human. We see all of these discussions about the sexual fantasies of human beings, how detailed they are, how much they're part of the consciousness. This is coming from the 4-6. And one of the things about this as well is what it's saying is that when the 4-6 is making love to you, they're making love to their fantasy. And that's how they survive it. Now, you can look at that good or look at that bad. You can judge that any way you want in the duality, but in a way that allows them to get through the experience without stopping. So it doesn't fall. So they can get into this natural, and which doesn't mean that it's still death to them apart. It just means whenever the natural end is, which is when the geometry will change, regardless of the rational reasoning or whatever that takes place at the time of the change in the geometry. Then we go to the juxtaposition cross of contentment, the 4-1. The turning of the wheel is always such an interesting thing. The 2034 that suddenly pops up, the busy, busy, busy. Aren't the gods funny? Look at what they give us. They give us the world of the 4323. I know, I know, I know. 4037. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. And let's be busy. I am busy. I know I'm busy, 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 busy. And the moment you see all of these lights, we've seen all of one already. The moment you see any of these three channels that are formed in opposition in the wheel, that you have to understand these are driving imprints, that they are very deep imprints, because they always come basically the same way and they come in a penetration. These are general penetrational definitions. So we get to the 4-1 and we get to the juxtaposition cross of commitment. We have somebody who's really busy at that. You've got a cross with a definition. You've got the 29 and an adjective of being busy in the now, which doesn't know how to behave. It doesn't know what's being busy. It's just busy in the now. I'm in the now. I'm busy in the now. Somebody who comes in on this cross is going to be busy making commitments. Their whole life will be about making commitments. You can see that as you move towards the left and you move into the upper trigram of the 29, you approach chaos. And the approach of chaos is simply the abstract recognition that they get to the same place that logic does, but in a different way. After all, they're the same but different. Logic gates to the place that says duality never works because the pattern won't allow it. The abstract says duality doesn't work. I haven't found the proper other yet, and it's always blamed on the other. It's not blamed on the patterns, it's blamed on the other. I know duality can work if my soulmate showed up. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go after every combination that's available. Go get them. So when you get your dealing with your 4-1, what the 4-1 is that it's salesperson for commitment, sorry. Go do it, go have it, go be a part of it, find a partner, change your partner, get another partner, go to commune, fuck your brains out, do all these things, go out there, do it. This is the call, the cross of commitment, and the realm of Jupiter. Go out and just do it. That has a dangerous implication in the way in which one human being treats the other. And it can lead to all these kinds of experience that we in a morality would consider to be crimes. So let's keep that in mind, because after all, this is a headlong plunge into finding another, just another. It can be very cold. It's a 4-1. It can be very rigid in the way that is done at the individual level. But as a thematic, understand what it is. It's the abstract saying, okay, this is duality things. What's tough is finding the right partner. I just have to find the right partner. And of course, what that means is that an early single human being that has any kind of abstract activation, that no matter what you're with, no matter what the condition of your relationship, no matter how good you feel about it, no matter how much you think you love your partner, there's a part of you that is saying there's someone better, there's someone more perfect, there's a partner out there that's my soulmate. And that no matter how much I love you, dear, I know deep down inside, because I know how many things you and I can stand. I know that there's somebody else. Yes, I love you, but there's a still at this shit I don't like. No, there's somebody else. I know that. What a pitch. And then this the only way that you can go in the 29th gate. Hold on to the left angle and get the left angle to really play out this game to the hilt. And then we see what happens when you're hunting only for a partner. After all, we have to see that by the time we get through this shy synthesis, we have to understand what that is logical and what is abstract fits together. It all becomes what duality is. And then we go to the 5-1.